Michael Obama is going to Princeton free of charge. Yeah, and has been the ruling magnificence our entire lifestyles. Yeah, and he or she's nevertheless lecturing you about how she's a victim of racism. Hillary Clinton, actual identical thing, goes to Wellesley, spends her entire life within the ruling class, and she's nonetheless whining about how she's discriminated against. Why are they doing? Yeah, and did you ever see, they may have like photographs of a facette through facette, but it is going to be like photographs of like a Jimmy Carter's residence and Obama's residence, and it totally represents something approximately the like corroding of our soul. In a white community, you ought to be required to stay in the hood in case you're Barack Obama. If you're the use of that card, you use that card, the best motive you purchased elected became because of your race. You spent your whole 8 years in flaming race hate in our U.S., and then you definitely go to Martha's Vineyard, the whitest zip code inside the global, now not allowed. You're not allowed to try this. Wait, what? Did he simply say that? You may want to nearly hear the silence within the studio after this one. Tucker Carlson's guest absolutely tore aside the mainstream narrative surrounding the Obama legacy. And let's simply say, it wasn't pretty. From identification politics to large economic gains, this discussion laid everything naked, leaving Tucker Carlson visibly stunned. But surely, are we even surprised? Because at this point, the hypocrisy is just too huge to disregard. Before we dive into the eye-starting truths they simply uncovered, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for extra deep dives into stories the media may not touch. Did you subscribe? Awesome. Now let's get into it. All right, let's begin with more than a few that would make your jaw drop. When Barack Obama took office in 2008, his internet well worth changed into envisioned at $1,300,000. Nothing crazy for a U.S. senator. He's sitting on $70 million or more. I suggest it's pretty the upgrade is not it. And of course, we're all presupposed to trust that this massive fortune came completely from ebook deals and speaking fees, because it's not like there may be a well-oiled machine of influence, favors, and monetary again channels running backstage, right? Yeah, sure, but let's not stop there, because it is not just Obama. Tucker's visitor broke down how identification politics have ended up one of the maximum profitable organizations in modern records. And bet who's been cashing within the most? The Obamas, the Clintons, and the Bidens. It's like a gold mine of victimhood, and they have grew to become it right into a multi-million greenback enterprise. Now, right here's wherein matters get surely absurd. Tucker's guest mentioned something all of us must have observed with the aid of now. These equal people who continuously lecture the United States about privilege, systemic oppression, and inequality are the equal ones buying multi-million-dollar mansions in Martha's Vineyard in Hawaii. Barack Obama's campaign in 2008, first of all, it turned into simply leaving the way you sense about the man aside. It changed into a notable marketing campaign. It became unlike anything that had ever been run before. It became genius, yes. It became completely excellent. It was his now of root. It wasn't what they offered it as. It wasn't like a grassroots campaign. Let's form of like, elect the black guy and get past the race stuff. I cherished that, well, especially because that changed into his message. That was his message. Let's get beyond the race. I love that. He is going, then I assume basically what befell and it turned into around Obama's re-election marketing campaign. This is where things clearly went off the rails on this United States, turned into that he were given in there and persevered and improved all of the worst of the Bush regulations. Oh, of course. And in order that they nearly had not anything to run on, and so that they determined to pivot to a culture conflict. Alternatively, seriously. Michelle Obama says she lives in fear for her daughters in America, even as concurrently spending tens of millions on beachfront estates. Are we speculating to trust she's struggling like ordinary Americans? Because ultimate time I checked, maximum oppressed human beings do not live in $12 million mansions on personal islands. Many people still stay and worry as we go to the grocery save or fear about our puppies or taking walks, our dogs, or permitting our children to get a license. I suggest, simply imagine, aren't your ladies using? They're riding. But whenever they get in an automobile by using themselves, I fear about what assumption is being made by way of any person who doesn't know the whole lot approximately them. The reality that they're correct students and polite women, but maybe they may be playing their track a little loud. I, like so many mother and father of black children, must, that the innocent act of having a license puts fear in our hearts. They've raked in over $230 million in submit office talking deals. I suggest, come on, what precisely are they pronouncing in these speeches that is really worth that a lot? Oh, proper. They're now not being paid for their speeches, they're being paid for their affect. It's a pay-to-play recreation. And wager what? Regular Americans are not invited. And if you suppose that is just about sharing thoughts and motivating people, suppose once more, the actual money is not simply in speeches, it's in ebook deals, media partnerships, and charitable foundations that by no means seem to resolve any troubles. Just take a look at the numbers. The Obamas signed a $65 million ebook deal proper after leaving the White House. The Bidens raked in $16 million in just 2 years after stepping down. And allows not overlook, the Clintons became their charity into a $230 million cash gadget. And what do all of them have in common? They use their structures to push department and identity politics because it continues the cash flowing. I note a topic right here. There are a lot of extremely wealthy individuals who are deeply miserable and determined to have you trust they are victims. What is that? It seems lucky. LeBron James dwelling in Bel Air, he's a victim. Meghan Markle went downgraded from billionaire to multimillionaire. She's a victim. They need you to recognize that they are all victims. It's because they may be trying to distract us. The reality is that they view us as peasants. They're trying to make it look like good day when the peasants flip towards us due to the fact they are virtually robbing all of them. We don't need them to take a look at us. We want to cause them to suppose that we're one of us. They're not one people. They're nothing like us. They don't live like us. She has nothing that goes on in her existence and is just like the common American, but she continues seeking to use her pores and skin color as a manner to make human beings believe that she's suffering, and she or he's surely no longer struggling. And each person ought to be conscious that if you're looking this and you believe you studied that, LeBron James and Meghan Markle and Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are oppressed, you are a fool. You have been fooled. They are doing simply quality. But right here's the kicker. These same individuals who continuously talk about fairness and justice are the ones simply reaping rewards the maximum from corrupt economic loopholes. They cry approximately corporate greed, but they're the agencies. They tell Americans to pay their truthful percentage, however they flow their money through tax havens and nonprofits. And they scream approximately climate change. But by hook or by crook, they can fly private to their multi-million-dollar estates without a single care. See the pattern yet? At the quid of the day, this isn't always approximately race, oppression, or combating for the little guy. It's approximately money, power, and manipulate. And Tucker Carlson's visitor just laid it all out for the arena to see. So the real query is, are people eventually waking up to it, or will the media continue to run cow for them whilst demonizing anybody who dares to call it out? Let me know what you watched in the comments under, and if you located this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Your aid weigh the whole lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.